Alright, so hello. Hopefully this sounds somewhat decent. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's not playing back into itself. This is me testing out a new mic and also just doing something goofy or funny for the next next video. So, um, I know this probably looks pretty crappy because this is just on the normal tiermaker.com website, so there's ads everywhere. But I thought it would be funny if I rated every single skin and break and steal things, because I'm bored. The next update isn't going to be for like 2 or 3 months, so I'm getting desperate for videos to make about the game. I'm probably going to do something like this, but with like subscribers or fans that have teapot avatars, or just people in the server, the BIAST Discord server that have teapot avatars. So you can probably like DM me them and I'll just like save them for later, and I'll probably end up making another video like this, although I'll probably end up doing it in like a different program, software, or website that is not riddled with ads. And also, yeah, you could see all of the stuff I have open and also what time it is. I'm doing this at 11 in the morning because this is the only time I can really do this without getting rudely interrupted. And also, I'm doing this all in one take because I'm too lazy to edit it. I'm too lazy to do more than one take. I don't have the time to do this in more than one take. So, I yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get started. So, oh yeah, so going from top to bottom, which is best to worst, so we have its peak. It's pretty good. It's alright. It's meh. I was tempted to put it's mid, but meh sounds better to me. And then it's bad. I don't like it. I'm mostly gonna be rating all the skins off of just like whether or not they look cool, whether or not they have anything special, and if they're worth the price. And also how much they change if there is gameplay changing skins. Can I full screen? Yeah, I can full screen. That makes this a little bit better. I probably should have done that when I started recording, but you know, it's kind of too late to edit all that out, so. Okay, now to fully start. Default slacker. Um, I'm just gonna say it's pretty good just by the sole virtue of that it is so simple, but it's not. There's nothing really special to it. But just default slackers is really cool with the voice lines that are taken from like Shao Kahn, I think is what his name is, from Mortal Kombat. And I mean, the slacker overall is just like really cool, at least to me. But it's just bogged down by just like not being like unique enough, if that makes any sense. And also the weird bug where is like his face just like breaks. Um, short young box cat. Um, um, I'm gonna put it in it's meh, because that actually I'm tempted to put it in it's bad, but it's surviving by staying in meh just for the sole fact that it's so goofy and like non-serious. But like doesn't do anything special. The animations look janky. The intro is like janky and broken ish. And I think it's like it's one of the few skins where I genuinely do not like the theme. I do not like the chase theme. It is just meh. Like I just don't like it. Um, WhatsApp Slacker, or just WhatsApp. I'm gonna put it in it's alright, I guess, cause I don't think it changes it. Like Short Young Box Cat doesn't change anything with the gameplay. I think WhatsApp Slacker does, but I don't remember what exactly it does change. I remember in the like before the Second Chance update, people said that it had like a faster swing speed, or it had like smaller hitboxes but more damage. I don't think any of those are true, but I know something has to be changed between them. It's actually like almost pay to win because the song, the theme is so loud you can barely tell where they're coming from, and all of their attack sounds are basically the same. So if you use that to differentiate between like what they're going to do, it makes it a lot harder for the contractee to just determine what they're doing. But it is also a little bit easier to see them when they're like transparent. But it's all right because it's just like it's a meme skin. It's kind of like Shogun Box Head, but it's like actually decent. So yeah, it's just going in. It's all right. Mirror Man. I actually don't know what to put him in. I'm just gonna go if it's all right, but like in front of WhatsApp because actually, you know what? No, he's going beneath WhatsApp because while the skin can look cool on some maps, um, I'm pretty sure on Area 51, whether it was the new or reworked, old, or quote unquote reworked slash quote unquote new Area 51, even though it's gone now, and Box Factory, they're just normal slacker, but slightly more like rigid and without a face, because the Mirror Man works off of the skybox and the lighting. And on Area 51 and Box Factory, there is no skybox, so that in turn makes it so Mirror Man is just like it just looks like a normal slacker but without a face. Um, the theme's really good. It's probably like up there as like one of the best slacker themes. Um, I'm pretty sure the gameplay changes that he has 200 less health, but he does more damage because it's meant to be like a quite literal glass cannon type skin. But again, it's like I can't seem to find any information anywhere about how like what exactly it changes. Which like again, I really really hope the devs actually add the skin information at least in the next update, even though that's like 3 months off. But anyways, um, they're just going in all right. Um, Fanboy. Um, I don't know which one to place it in. It's just going in. It's meh. Um, the theme is like, meh. It's like it's all right. The theme is meh. Like an in between of like like it's the theme itself is like in between here. It's in between the two tiers. But like the skin itself is just like it just doesn't look like it really fits. But I think I understand the idea behind the skin, but even then I'm still not really too much of a fan. And then it also doesn't have anything unique besides the theme. No animations, no gameplay changes. It's kind of exists. And it's also like cost wise. Slacky, it's just going in as bad. I don't like it. I'm pretty sure it is the cheapest skin in the game that's not free. Cause like right now it's literally like $19 to get it, compared to everything else being like I think the next cheapest is like 150. But it doesn't. I don't think it has a unique theme. Doesn't have unique animations. No gameplay changes, and it's just meant to be that the model looks like a plushy version of Slacker, and like that's it. Like it doesn't. I don't know. There's definitely people out there who like it, but it's not. I'm not one of them because I just think it's boring. Hungry slash Shedletsky Slacker. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it like I'll put it above WhatsApp purely because um I think it actually has a more obnoxious theme than a WhatsApp. And then I don't think he has unique gameplay changes, but he also has unique animations where he actually just holds a chicken out and it looks so incredibly goofy, but in like a good way, in the way it's intended to be. And even though it's meant to be like a person kind of like fanboy, it actually looks decent. I feel like it actually looks better. And if I remember correctly, it's not too expensive either. So this is going at the top of it's all right. Okay, now it's time for Pot Kettler. hopefully it's obvious that I'm a little I'm a little biased towards the teapot skins. So it's going in peak. It's peak. Um, the theme is good because like literally like all it's gonna stay consistent between all the teapot skins, besides maybe pot debt. But all the teapot skins have like really good themes, and then they all have unique animations. I think Pod Debt and not Pod Debt. Pod Debt is the only one that doesn't have a gameplay change. Because Pot Kettler, they're the person who made them, Milk, said that the animation for Juvenile Burden is the same speed, but I kind of don't really think they're taking into consideration like the startup or like start lag, whatever you consider it, when you press F because you freeze in place for a moment and then start running. I'm pretty sure with Pot Kettler it takes a bit longer, but it has a unique animation when you land the attack, and I'm pretty sure instead of doing 40 damage like every other Slacker skin besides maybe Mirror Man, because like I said it's glass cannon, but I don't really remember how that works. I'm pretty sure Pot Kettler does 50 damage, although I think because of the way the animation ends by him kicking instead of throwing, it is a lot less likely for you to get environmental kills with Pot Kettler by tossing people off the map, because you're kicking them from a low angle instead of throwing them from a high angle, so they're not getting tossed off the map. But I mean, this has more style, and it's also actually technically like pay to lose. So actually, you know what? We're just going to put it right there. It's technically pay to lose because people can see both the night vision goggles and the steam like extremely easily. Even when you're completely like invisible or transparent, people can see it. So you're essentially always visible. So it's just not good in that regard. But I mean, in terms of theme, animations, and style, it's probably my favorite some Slacker skin. Probably. Laced. I'll put them in between Hungary and WhatsApp because I don't know. It's like with these three, most of the Slacker skins are just like goofy. They aren't really all that serious. I think Lace is meant to be like the purposefully goofy skin, like as goofy as humanly possible, and it's also just a funny reference. But again, the theme is like I would say it's better than these two, but he doesn't have unique animations, no gameplay changes, so it's just kind of just eh. I think they cost more than every other skin that is currently on here, and they don't have unique animations, no gameplay changes. The theme is like alright, I guess, although I don't think it's actually like original for the game unless it's like slightly changed version of a song. But yeah, okay. WAD. I'm just gonna put them right here on like right below Pot Kettler, purely for the fact that it is a reference to a Doom WAD, as in like a custom map or level. That was a horror mod, I think is a good way to put it. Um, Technically it has a unique theme. It doesn't have unique animations, but technically the theme is just like silence. So you can actually catch people like decently off guard when you're invisible as WAD because the music will just cut out for the contractee basically. Because it's just like a really quiet, little like thudding theme, and I'm pretty sure the OST, or I don't even know if you can call it original soundtrack, but the theme for WAD isn't even uploaded anywhere. I don't know like what it is, but it's just like a really quiet theme, so you can actually jump scare people with them. Um, I'm pretty sure the only gameplay change is that he's just I think I could be wrong, but he's like slightly bigger and taller than normal Slacker, but he has a whole like whopping like 500 more HP. So it's like pretty good upside for like basically like nothing downside. Cause I swear the 500 that extra 500 HP has saved me like 5 different times. Where if I didn't have 500 HP, I would have just died. But in terms of like style, it's kind of just similar to normal Slacker. So I mean, it's pretty good. Um, Atrocity. Um, I was going beneath normal Slacker because I just think it's like meh, but like in a good way. Like I don't know how to say it. It's like in a good way. It's not my style, but I know it's really cool, and it's also I'm pretty sure it is entirely pay to win, but it's also one of the most expensive skins for Slacker, so it kind of balances out. But because it's not really a model, or in the way all the other Slacker skins are, where they're tall and have lanky arms and unique animations, Atrocity is just a 2D PNG like a Nextbot, so it actually makes it a lot harder to tell like when they're gonna attack, what move they're doing, unless you actively are watching them doing it, like doing their move, or if you hear the sound effect. But if you're close enough to see them do it, or if you're close enough to hear the sound effect, you're probably on the receiving end of the attack. So you're like that was like your efforts are completely in vain. Like you're getting a hit by it anyways, if it's like juvenile burden or a clone. And the main thing that I don't see a lot of people take actually no, I do see a lot of people use it. This is the only skin because it's not a model. Wonderful Slacker might do it. I don't I'm not 100% sure, same for Box Cat, but because I'm pretty sure Atrocity is kind of just like their model that you can't actually see is just like a normal player. Um This means that when you get into certain spots where if you're any other version of Slacker and you have to climb a ladder, because Slacker actually just cannot climb ladders, you can climb ladders. So if you get stuck in the pond, or if you're trying to go up the ladder flank route in Area 51, you can actually just climb up them. So you can actually chase people up them when normally you would have to go around this extremely long like side path to chase them, or in the Arch Park case, where if you fall into the pond, you're actually just like stuck there. It's I think the only ways you can get out, quote unquote get out, is to glitch yourself out with juvenile burden, or you yourself can become a clone and climb up the ladder, but that's like a temporary fix. Because then, once you hit somebody with your clone, you're just sent back into the pond. So, but yeah, that's like hidden tech I've seen people use. I haven't done it myself because I don't really use the skin, but so wonderful, or something wonderful. Is just going below Atrocity, because the render isn't really all that accurate to what they actually look like in game. They're actually just like extremely desaturated and bright, so you would barely see any of the actual color. I don't think they get any gameplay changes. Their animations technically aren't unique. They're just like player sized. But it comes with the downside. You are so bright when you're visible, and then even when you are invisible or like transparent, you literally have a health bar above you. You can kind of see it in the image, but you have a health bar. So you're essentially always visible. And I think this is the only skin in the game where people don't even actually have to like teamwork to coordinate when to attack them or not. Because like if someone dies, then usually they like relay the entity's HP to everyone who's still alive. That's not even required because at all times the contractees can see how much HP Wonderful has. So when you're using this skin, you're actively just putting yourself at a disadvantage, and two ways at once, because you're always visible, and then the contractees always know what health you're at. So they know, like, if you're low, then they don't have to like read your movements to see that you're trying to stay away from them. They just see like, oh, his health's low. Let's just go hunt him down. So, you know, it's the theme is all right. I don't think the theme is too bad. But I mean, that's the only thing that's like saving it. Okay. Molten Slacker. I'm actually putting it in its peak, and it would be like right below Pot Kettler, but in a patch like I think like 2 days ago or a day ago, they gave him unique animations for I think specifically walking, hitting, and landing the juvenile burden. Where I think his juvenile burden is he actually just slaps the person away, like it actually like embodies what the skin is meant to like symbolize, I guess. If that's the right word for it being like Slacker in the future. Now I think I want to say given up, but I don't know if that's the right wording or not. But even just besides that, it's literally just Slacker, but if he just like got more, there's more design to it. There's more accessories, and it just generally looks really sick. And the fleshy arm tendrils remind me of like a Rekigon from Decaying Winter. The only thing that I can say that I don't like is like his face. It just looks so much worse. But that's definitely intentional. And also the theme is probably like one of the best in the game. It's not my favorite, but it is just generally one of the best sounding. So that's all the Slacker skins. So now we go on the cube, which is only like 6 or 7 skins, because he's just really underappreciated and disliked by everybody, I guess. So, default cubed. It's going in its meh, because it's just, there's nothing special to him. But it's probably like, I gotta say, probably the most underwhelming theme in the game. Besides, like, maybe like 2 other skins. But I think it is actually like my least favorite theme in the game. So, like, I literally just have nothing else to say. Dylan Matthew, bottom of it's alright, because he looks. I I gotta say, he would probably be right above normal cubed, but again, like a recent-ish patch, he got unique animations, which just make it seem like his animations are so much cooler than normal cubed Hexa, and I'm surprised cubed Hexa doesn't actually have his animations, cause like people like cubed Hexa is like the aura farmer of Biased. Dylan just takes that to like the next level with his animations, where he just carries the sword on his shoulder, and he's just so nonchalant with how he does everything. And his theme is actually like so has so much more like style or punch to it that I actually thought for a decent bit that Dylan's theme was actually the default theme, because so little people actually use default cubed hexa. So when I heard his theme, I didn't think it was a unique theme. I thought it was just the normal cubed hexa theme. So, and he also has first of all, he's free, so that's pretty good. And he has unique gameplay change where the grapple brings him to who he grapples and not the other way around, which I was actually gonna suggest as like a skin idea for like a gameplay change. I didn't realize that they added that to Dylan. And they definitely did add that at some point as a gameplay change to him after he was released, but I don't know when it was. Okay, let me like clear my throat. Okay, Steam Nut. It's going in its peak. The theme is really good. The animations are cool, even though I'm pretty sure the only animation that is changed are the grapple and the zealotry moves. but there's just like so much style to it. So it's literally just like the normal sword, normal colors. That's a teapot. I'm biased towards teapots a little, though wasn't obvious. But also, unlike Dylan or Cubed, the fingers on the glove actually move when different things are being done. Like when you run, Steamknot's hand, like fingers on the gauntlet are clenched, and then obviously like when he does the animation to do the grapple, all the fingers open up to like it's actually like an open palm. Like that's actually like pretty sick. And then I don't really know what the crushing zealotry animation is meant to be, but I think it's pretty cool. Although I was remember hearing that specific animation and nothing else with him is going to be changed at some point. But I think it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, also has the gameplay change. I'm pretty sure this is how it works with normal cubed hexa, but you charge up the grapple and the hitbox gets larger. When you hit someone with the grapple with normal cubed hexa, if it's one person, it'll just grapple them straight to you, and then if it's more than one person is in the hitbox, I'm pretty sure it'll just like very, very slowly grapple one person at a time towards you. With Steam Knot, everyone that's hit in the hitbox will get pulled all at once, which allows for like absolutely bonkers, insane like plays. Like if you immediately do crushing zealotry afterwards, you basically can damage up to like 3 or 4 people. Or if you're on a map like Teapot Observatory and everyone groups up and you're behind a wall, you can grapple like half the server and then make them just all just plummet into the void for like a quadruple kill. So he is extremely strong just because of that one gameplay change, and he's just cool. So yeah, he's staying in its peak. Retro, um, I don't even know where to put him. I'm gonna say we'll put him near the top of it's pretty good, in between like below Pot Kettler, purely for the fact that it's like it's so retro, but you actually can't call him so retro anymore because apparently so retro was like an actual character of somebody, and then they got requested to be removed from the game, so that's why they got replaced with retro. But they still have like the weird, extremely loud voice lines, but they still kept all the animations and everything. The gameplay change is that they have the unique crushing zealotry that kind of works like a really, really short range teleport, but it basically does just give zealotry more range, which is like cool. Although it's a bit buggy, so sometimes it just like I don't know, it just doesn't work sometimes, at least for me. And Whaler, who I'll get to in a moment, also shares the same animations and moveset, but Whaler's the VIP, so is Molten Slacker. And the both of them, Whaler, when they were released in the Second Chance update, up until I think literally only like a week and a half ago. So basically for like 2 or 3 weeks, Whaler was completely broken, and I think retro and or so retro when they were when they were so retro, and then after they got removed and was replaced with retro, they were just completely bugged if you used them on certain maps, which maps are luck. So it basically meant if you got them on certain maps, you might as well just reset, because I uploaded a video about it. You can still find it. One of the devs commented on it, but if you used specifically crushing zealotry on like Teapot Observatory and I think Area 51, you would just glitch out of the map and take 200 damage or just instantly die. Or in the case of Whaler on Teapot Observatory, if you used any ability, you would just get sent back to spawn and take 200 damage randomly, so you just couldn't use abilities. So, yeah. And then I kind of hate to say it, although it kind of does go better with like they're trying so hard to be retro. I'm not going to use the term retro slop because I hate that term so much. But the outfit, specifically with the accessories, the grapple and the sword, just looks kind of meh. Because they chose like a really ugly color palette for them. Whether or not that's intentional, though, I don't really know. But I'm just sort of like, about it. Oh my god. Token slash fentanyl. Um, I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start with this. Um, you know what? Yeah, they're going above retro. I hate Token. I hate playing against them. Or like, I don't even know how to put it. Most of the Token kind of has like a cult following, both on the Discord and in game. It's purely because they're the fentanyl mascot. But they are meant to be the biggest gameplay changing skin I think in the entire game, and it's purely because they make it so cube. It's their version of cubed that is more capable of going on the offense instead of camping. But this kind of I feel like the devs kind of left in the oversight of it. Kind of makes it so it's easier for Token to camp than every other cubed Hexa skin, except maybe Steam Nut, because again the grapple. But can't like camping tokens are like the most infuriating thing to come across, because I've done it. I've used token like 3 times and I've won every single time, and it's been purely by not defending the artifact, but instead just like running off and chasing people and just placing mines a lot. Because for one, instead of crushing zealotry, you get a observer style like charge or like dash move that not only does decent damage, but it has a humongous hitbox and can ragdoll people and send them flying. So on some maps, again, you can like basically like wipe out a large group of people if they get even remotely grouped up. And then unlike Observer, it has, I'm pretty sure, a lot more like time or range, so you can go a lot farther with it. And unlike Observer, you can basically do TF2 Demo Night style shrimping off of certain geometry for distance or height. So that's just like really good. And then the mines, I don't think they're actually changed besides the fact that they inflict bleeding. And pretty sure the new dash move also inflicts bleeding. And their M1s now inflict bleeding, which every other skin for cubed inflicts fire or burning. And the main difference between burning and bleeding, I'm pretty sure, is bleeding can actually kill you if you end up like getting the effect and then it bleeds for longer than the amount of time that you have HP. So if you bleed for 5 seconds and you're at 4 HP, the 1 extra second is gonna translate into 1 damage that'll kill you. But the charge move is really strong as what allows them to go on the offense instead of camping. And then instead of a grapple, they have a stun, which is just like the only character that has like a stun is this Observer or like Ashley or Ashle. I don't know how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry, but the grapple does extra damage at ragdolls, and it basically like stuns people in place for like a good like 5 seconds. Which, if you come across anyone that knows how to play Token, you can literally get like comboed to death from full health. Because on top of those 2 gameplay changes, the mines and the way they place them now count as their like own attack. So when Tokens puts down a mine, it actually deals damage just by them placing it. So if they're even somewhat decent to you, you can get stunned, take, I think it's like 10 damage, you get ragdolled for 10 seconds. They see that they hit you. They do the dash towards you, do like 20 or 30 damage with the slam. So you took like, I want to say around like 40 damage, plus you're bleeding. So then they can then immediately place a mine to again ragdoll you for a moment. That I think does like 10 damage. And then set off the mine, and whether or not you can get away, you'll either get away with like 30 HP, or you'll die because the mine will go off. You'll take like 20 damage and get more bleed, survive it, like, and get to 10 HP, and then the token will just like hit you once or twice because you got ragdolled by the mine and then just die. So like, not to say you can't do the same thing with other cube skins, because you can, but every other cube skin doesn't have an efficient method of keeping someone down or ragdolling them when every move and tokens like move set can ragdoll or stun somebody. So it infuriates me when I see tokens who literally just place like 5 mines on the artifact and just don't move. Because either the team is so bad that they just end up winning by doing absolutely nothing, or they get absolutely demolished by like 5 shotguns and then say that token needs a buff. Because I don't really think token needs a buff. Or what I see a lot of people say, I see a decent amount of people say that token needs a buff because they can get stun locked. When what they don't realize is that every entity can really get stun locked. The entire method of stun locking is just charging or shooting as soon as they're unanchored, so they just get immediately anchored again. Every entity can get stun locked. Token is not special. I'm sorry to say it. Okay. Rant over. We're moving on. Whaler. Slightly above retro, purely for the fact that they have a better theme. And that's the only thing that's different, is they just have a better theme. Like, I'm pretty sure that's literally the only thing different. And their sword has like particle effects. I had to take a drink because I forgot really dehydrated from ranting about token. Okay, can I close this ad? Jesus. Okay. Default observer. I'm putting them above retro and above default slacker because I think observer just has more style. I really like how they look, although I forgot to include it in this list, but observer is getting a redesign, which also means default observer, observant, green observer, and I think there was a different observer skin. Oh, Queen observer is also they're all getting redesigned because the person who made this design of observer pulled out from the game, so they have to remake them. I forgot to include them in the list, but it's primarily because they're just not in game yet. But this version of observer, the current one, the one that's in game, even though it's technically outdated, I think they're cool. It's really simple. The simple style. The voice lines are cool. The sound effects are cool. I think observer, like, strength-wise, compared to the rest of the entities, are like alright. I've said it on the Discord, but I believe Slacker is currently like the weakest out of the main 4, excluding Jeff, because he's obviously meant to be weak. But I feel like that I've never said why. Every other entity technically has either something to keep people away from them, or a way to catch up to people. Because Observer has a dash, but that's more of an attack. But they can teleport to literally wherever they want. Ashley has their F ability, I don't remember what it's called, but that gives them a speed boost, and then their weapons ragdoll and push people away to keep people away from them and push them in certain directions. Cubed has a grapple to bring people back to him if they get too far away while he's like defending an artifact and they take it, or they're like chasing someone. And same thing again goes for Token, because they can stun people and then just run up to them. But then Slacker doesn't have anything. The closest thing he has towards anything like that is a Juvenile Burden, which is kind of like a dash attack. But for one, it takes so long to start up. Two, it takes so long to end if you miss. And Free, it has a really long cooldown. And I guess technically 4, it's like the only normal-ish attack move he has. So if you're just kind of wasting it to like gain some distance, you're not really going to gain a lot of distance because it has a start and end lag. And then you're not going to be damaging anybody if you're using it as a movement ability, and then you have to wait 40 or 30 seconds to use it as an actual like attack. So that's why I feel like he's really weak compared to everyone else. It's because he can't keep up with everybody. And I know he has the passive of always sprinting, but that really does not come into play a lot. It only comes into play when he's actively chasing somebody. The person he's chased them for so long that they ran out of stamina. Sorry. But, like, I just feel like Slacker is just, like, really weak compared to everybody else. Again, I wanted to put these thoughts into, like, an actual video. I want to do an actual critique or discussion of BIAST and like all the maps, all the entities, all the items, different mechanics, but I genuinely do not have the time or editing skills to do so. And I also do want to like get these thoughts out and also get them to maybe the devs, but I just don't have like a decent platform to do so. This is kind of this like, YouTube is the only platform I have, which I do know that apparently a decently large amount of the player base watches my channel because of that one teapot video doing so extremely well. And I also know that at least like 2 people on the staff team at least see my videos. I don't know if they are like subscribed or if they're actually watching them, but I do know that they've seen them. So, that's why I'd include some of my thoughts in here. But anyways, again, rant over. Observant. I mean, like, I don't know whether to include them after or before, because they're the exact same. Besides, it's going before. They're the exact same, except they have the goofy looking emoji eyes. Although I'm putting them before because they have like a bit of a bug. Although I think it's with normal observer too, but I've seen it happen more often with observant, where the unique lighting effects done to give observer an outline that you can see through walls breaks. So observant will just become like a bright white, even if you're like standing like right next to them. So, yeah, there's literally nothing else to say because they're the exact same. X/, I see people call them tacky, even though I'm pretty sure X is like their normal name. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put them at the top of It's Alright because it's not my kind of thing. I don't know how to put this, but like I'm assuming people are gonna end up saying, because they're technically like a furry or like anthro character, people might end up saying that I'm an anti-furry. You guys don't know my lore, alright? But I just generally don't like X too much. I mean, like their style is pretty cool. Their theme isn't. I don't like their theme at all. But the only reason they're in It's Alright is purely just because the voice lines are pretty cool, and they look decent. They also get the gameplay change of like sort of lunging. It's not really a lunge, but like they move automatically when swinging. Um, I think on the wiki it said, or on one of the wikis, I don't remember if it was the fandom one or the Mirahis, but they said that X does their dash move for longer. But I don't think that's true. I think that's actually just something people made up. But I don't know, just not really much else to say there. Like they just have that one gameplay change. I think I remember in pre Second Chance, their Cold Stalkers, the clone things that like appear when you killed someone with the dash. I think they became like old, like 2015 sheep-looking dog slash cat models. But I think they were actually just like broken, like they just didn't work. Their pathfinding would just completely break because the model was different. But obviously, I think that's been removed because they just realized it didn't make sense and it didn't fit. But yeah, it's all right. Um, Glass server. I'm gonna put them like right here, right now, like at the very tail end of it's pretty good, because I think they're just generally cooler looking than like Mirror Man, because that's what they're trying to replicate. Um, their theme is a lot better than like than X. Their theme is decent. Their theme's pretty good. Um, they look really cool, but I'm pretty sure again, similar to Mirror Man, they suffer from the same issue where their style or looks is entirely dependent on the skybox, which again means on Area 51 or Box Factory, they just become an entirely black figure, like Slacker. Except, they're Observer instead, so it just looks even weirder. But again, I think because it's meant to be the quite literal glass cannon, I'm pretty sure they get like 600 or 800 HP. They have like 200 less than default Observer, but they deal more damage. I'm not sure how much more damage because the difference to me doesn't really mean all that much. I don't really notice a difference. But they supposedly deal more damage, so if you think that's what you need, then I mean, like, you should use that skin. But yeah. Um, Dude or Postal Dude. I don't even remember what the actual skin name is because it can be so many different things. Um, at his current state, I'm actually just gonna put him in It's Bad, but like above Slacky, because I just feel like Slacky is like, I don't know, the most boring skin. He would be a lot higher. Um, when he will definitely be a lot higher, and I might actually use him a decent bit, because he's getting a rework. He's getting changed. He's 100% going to have actual gameplay changes. But for now, I don't think there's any gameplay changes, no animation changes. He gets unique voice lines and sound effects, which, actually, you know what? Just because of the unique voice lines, I'll put him at the bottom of meh. But like that is carrying him out of the worst tier, because he has nothing special besides the voice lines. The theme, I think, is meant to be a direct reference to Postal, but I just don't like the theme. The theme is just really lame. I don't like it. I just don't like the skin all that much. But he is supposedly getting a rework with unique animations and moves and stuff, I think. So, they have that to look forward to. Um, Dignity. Dignity is like, to me, they're like the sweat skin for people who are like tryhards. But that's how I feel about them. I'll just put them on top of like, it's pretty good, cause looks cool. Um, I think it's the first skin that has the actual lunging ability. It was the first skin that was given it, because he has a spear, which is pretty cool. Um, I think he has some unique sound effects, specifically just for when he kills somebody. Um, I think him lunging with the spear is the only thing that's a gameplay change with him. But he has the unique intro and outro, which I don't think any other skin has. At the moment, I don't think any other skin has a unique intro or outro. Um, yeah, he has the lunge. His theme I originally didn't like, but then I started listening to it while I was driving to work and like to and from work. So I've come around on it. I think the theme is pretty good. Um, then he also is one of the skins that has a unique last man standing theme, which it's all right. I think the only other skins here that actually have a unique last man standing is X. And like again, like the last man standing is like, it's just not my type of thing. But um, supposedly Dignity is getting like another redesign or rework, but I don't know if that's gonna end up coming with like animations or anything. I just know he's gonna end up looking a bit different. Okay, Green Observer. Um, man, I'm gonna put them above Cubed, cause their design is literally just they're green, and that's meant to be the joke, but they're an extremely costly skin. Can like around the rest of the skins, they cost a decent bit, and they don't come with any gameplay changes or animations or sound effects. They just have the unique um chase chase theme and just their looks, and that's it. Which the chase theme does come with the weird side effect of making it so contractees' screens shake and turn green if they're near them. Which, I mean, that's technically an upside, but really, I don't think that's that big of a deal. Some people make it seem like that's like that like your screen shaking is like the worst thing ever because you can't aim, when to me that's just it's a non-issue. And I've literally just barely seen anybody use the skin in general. Like, just, it might not just be me, but I don't think anyone likes the skin that much. Same for Fanboy, and I think what other skins are here that I like don't see people use. One Dev, which I will get to in a moment. Those are like the three that I think people just don't like. Um, Interferer. I'm actually gonna put them like right below Pot Kettler because they have unique animations, even though it's just like them like they walk and sprint differently, and I think that's it. But they also have unique sound effects for when they use Observation Eye. Oh yeah, the unique swinging animation, but they just in general just they have aura, they have style to them. I don't know how to describe it. And I don't know why, but I really like their theme. Their theme is really good. Even though I'm pretty sure, again, because they're tied to Observer, they're getting a redesign. But they're supposedly going to still look considerably the same. But, yeah, I'll say it's pretty good. Weatherver, or Weather Girl, whatever. Um, I'm gonna put it in its peak. Although, I'm gonna say, I honestly kind of like their older model compared to their newer one, which this and the render that I'm using in this, because this is what's in game, the in game image. Their older model just looks better to me, but I don't think it's purely just because of their face, because they used like a face that looked like Cube or Friend from just Shapes and Beats, and then the remodel they made all of their colors brighter and then gave them like a normal, just like flat Roblox face, which just doesn't, to me, it doesn't fit them at all. But I don't think they get unique gameplay changes, but they are carried solely by their theme. because it is so good, even though I know it's not original, it's made by somebody else. It's like a remix of a song by somebody else. And then it's got the unique effect from when you're near them with text and like fake rain showing up on the screen. It is so extremely cool. Although it doesn't do the, I don't think it does the rain effects if you're the entity. And then the Last Man Standing theme is extremely good. And I'm pretty sure when you do enter Last Man Standing, it like does like a rain effect across the whole map. So in general, so like it is carried by the effects and their theme, because they don't really have much else, but I don't think they really need much else besides maybe like a unique M1 like swinging animation because it looks a bit weird with the umbrella. But yeah, um, Alt Noli, or I call them like network disruption Noli because that's their soundtrack name. Um, I'm gonna put them at like it's alright. Actually, put them like midway for it's alright. Cause the effect with like their face being hidden is pretty cool. Them using this type of texture is pretty cool, which this type of texture is gonna be used on like alternate observer redesign. So there's that. And then actually I'm gonna just put Noli in real quick. I'm gonna put him like right here because I think he's pretty cool looking. But both Nolis have the effect of their charge being extremely quick, but they're not covering a lot of distance. And then when you hit someone with them, like with your charge, it's your charge immediately starts again, and it just keeps going until you miss. And you have a Noliometer, which I don't actually know what it does. I don't think anybody knows what it does. I've seen people say that increases like your swing speed or your damage, but again, I've seen no proof of that. So, yeah. Or I see people say that it tracks your combo, which is like some people don't know that a combo is a thing, but it's just like on some killers and skins, like if you continuously hit somebody, you deal more damage. It's just primarily noticeable in Observer and Slacker. But I've seen people say that the Noliometer keeps track of that for only the Nolis, but I don't know, it just feels like really oddly specific. Besides that, they don't get any gameplay changes, I think. But they have the unique running and swinging animations, and both have their own unique theme. Um, I think I'm actually gonna I'm gonna move them up here. I'll do this, cause I think I really like the color purple. Okay, but like their general style is cooler, although their theme, network descriptions, Noli's theme is like, eh. But the theme for normal Noli is kind of like it feels really basic, and I don't have any other way to really put it. It just feels basic. It doesn't feel special. And both their running and walking animations are like really goofy, and like it looks good on alt Noli, but it looks really goofy for normal Noli. Like I don't know. There's just not really any way for me to put it. All right, final queen skin. We're actually more than halfway for all the skins already. Although I'm pretty sure this recording's been going on for like half an hour already. So yeah, it's been like half an hour. Okay, queen. I'm going in its peak because their style is pretty cool. It's just I already like normal observer, but then they got flowers, they got a cloak, larger crown, they get a spear. Um, their theme is pretty good, even though I feel like it's one of the more underwhelming ones. It's still pretty good. They get a lunge like Dignity, but it has even more range. You go even farther. So if you spam M1s, you'll like always catch up to somebody. Um, I don't think it gets any other gameplay change, but it just the theme is cool, looks cool. It gets a lunge. They get a spear. It's pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna tackle it right now because we're at the end of the observer stuff, but I didn't put the images in. I'm too lazy to get them now. But if I were to do the observer redesigns for the ones I'm aware of, the normal default observer redesign, it would probably be like in between it would be around Pot Kettler and Token, like a like in between these. Um, I don't know what green like redesigned observer or observant looks like. Actually, no, I do know what observant looks like. They'd honestly probably be below them because I'm pretty sure it makes it so only have one eye, but they're like monochrome because the observer redesign is gonna have this blue and white texture, but also have some black. The observant redesign is gonna be all black and gray with one eye, so they would honestly probably be below normal observant. And then, honestly, the redesigned queen, I would honestly probably put them like above the normal redesign, but below current queen, because they're gonna be the redesign, but again they're monochrome, but they have like snow leopard cloak thing instead of flowers, which I'm not really sure if I'm not really a fan of. It's not really that they also again they get a spear, which I'm pretty sure all the observer redesigns are gonna get a spear. That's actually something that's something that's gonna end up changing this rating a lot. Is that all observer skins that are directly observer are going to get a spear, which means they're all going to get a lunge, which means that like skins like X are going to like become like considerably less like meta or like good. But anyways, moving on. Ashley. And again, this is like pre-redesign because again, Ashley's getting redesigned. Although it's mostly just like more accessories on their outfit. I'll put them at the bottom of it. It's pretty good. They look cool. Their theme's alright, I guess. Um, quiet. Um, I'm gonna put them in between Token and Interfere. The current version, right now, they have like unique effects around them. They have unique theme, unique animations. But I'm trying to put this in like the nicest way possible, but like the new VA for Ashley, I think they're pretty good, but like as it currently stands, I don't think their singing is all that great. But I mean, they can definitely like work on it, which I think that would actually be pretty cool if it's like they slowly learn to sing a little bit better and they just keep replacing the track if they end up feeling like doing that. But as it currently stands, the theme is still decent, but I feel like it's carried by all the effects they put over the voice actor because I just don't feel like they're a decent at singing. I know there's probably gonna be people who say like you do better, like you can probably hear in this recording that I don't think I would fit Ashley. I think my voice is a bit too deep, or that I'm just too ironically quiet enough. I'm too quiet. I'm not loud enough, but and I just can't sing. Like I genuinely cannot. The voice actor sings better than me. At like where they currently are right now, they're definitely better than I am. But the animations are somewhat cool. Although I don't like the animation for their F ability, cause it's so like quick and sudden that you can barely tell that they're doing it. Which like I know I didn't say anything about that for like Atrocity Slack or anything like that, but it's I don't know. I just don't like that. The animation's too quick. Um, Besides that, Quiet's pretty good for like. It's probably the best free skin in the game. Although seeing everybody like a decent amount of people use it, the theme does get like tiring sometimes. Um, Midnight Motorist. Um, I actually knew this was based off of FNAF, but I didn't know it was based off of a FNAF based FNF mod. Cause I think that's what people said it was based off of. But I'm gonna put it right below Quiet. It's the style's cool. It looks alright. The theme's decent. There's literally nothing else to it. Not much else changes, I think. Um, News Bunny. Um, I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them above Quiet. Their theme is pretty good, even though it's incredibly short. It's like 40 seconds on YouTube. Their theme is really short, mostly because it just loops really often. But YouTube doesn't really loop the theme the way the game does. So it's not the theme is really good in game, but I just like the theme more than Quiet's theme, and they have a cool look, even though this render isn't how they look in game. Um, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to mention. One dev, poor one dev, is going. Hello, there we go. Above Slacky at the worst tier because his outfit generally looks janky. I know he's based off of something old, but I don't know what he's a reference to. Um, no unique theme, no unique animations, no voice lines, no nothing. And he just generally, to me, doesn't look all that cool. He's just like I feel like the skin that's meant to be like the retro aesthetic for Ashley. Or Ashle again, like I don't know how you pronounce his name. But this is probably the most like unused or forgotten skin in the game. I mean, that's kind of part of why I ended up making a video about them, because someone requested it. And even since that video, I've only seen 2 people use the skin. I've only come across like 2 out of like 50 rounds that I played where someone ended up using the skin. Literally nobody uses it. And I think they noticed that because I saw them posting that he's gonna, first of all, he's probably gonna get a redesign. He's getting a unique theme, and then he's getting, I think, slightly tweaked moveset, which is that the suitcase is getting replaced by this board in his render, and I think it'll do more damage, but have a slightly longer cooldown or something. So he will be getting more attention in the next update. But like as it stands, he's the worst or most boring skin in the game with Slacky. Champion. I'm put them like right here. Their theme is meh. Their voice lines being like higher pitched is like meh. They look cool though. They're like a straight upgrade from Ashley, I'm pretty sure, like Wad is. Actually, not even like Wad is, because he has a larger hitbox. Champion just gets more health. They get like 200 more health, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else to them, as far as I'm aware. Which changes like your health thresholds for entering like revival and postal, I think. But that's overall that's a net positive more than it is a net negative. I need a drink again. My throat is really dry. We've been doing this for like 40 minutes. Or I'm almost done. Okay. Pot that. Again, I'm biased towards teapots, probably for Ashley. I'm gonna say they're right above Queen. I don't like their female that much, but I mean, like, in the moment, playing the game, their theme is pretty decent. Although listening to it on its own, I don't really like it too much. Um, I don't think they get anything gameplay changing, but the main thing that carries them is that they have unique animations. For me, they're teapot, and they get unique voice lines. Animations are really cool. Um, even though um, the person who did the voice lines is the person who made the skin, Milk, who makes all the teapot skins and who's made all of them, the recent skins. Even though I'm pretty sure they don't really do voice acting, they did like a pretty decent job, and they also just made half the voice lines like really like joke like, not very serious. And also adding lore between them and Steamnut. And I also feel like I kind of have to put them decently high because Milk ended up putting me in the render for Pot Det, which you can't see in this image, but I'm like off to the left, or not off to the left, I'm off to the right, which like I thank them for. It's pretty cool. Although literally like a day after they ended up removing the NPCs, which they will be added back. But um yeah, there's not much else to say about them. They're pretty cool though. Like the two of them. Crystal Dance. I think this is like the second most gameplay altering skin in the game behind Token. Um, I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them right below Pot Kettler, cause I originally hated them and thought they were weak. But like right now, I think I'm just gonna end up saying that like they're at a pretty good state balance wise. Um, their theme is good. They get like slightly tweaked animations, like their running and walking animations are different. Um, their main gameplay changes that you get halved HP, but you start in postal, and instead of a really short F ability where you get one bullet back, you instead dance and it lasts longer, but you get all of your ammo back for your gun, so you're encouraged to dance as much as possible. But like you're left really vulnerable in doing it. You can make other people dance near you when you dance, but um, it's making other people dance around you. It is such a niche mechanic that you can utilize because most of the time it's not going to help you all that much. The only time that I would say it's dancing around someone is useful is after they've used their charge and they don't have a weapon. So it'll literally just prevent them from running away from you when you get your suitcase and ammo back. But I've wiped like basically every single time I've used Crystal Dance, it's either the server. I basically wipe the entire server off the face of the planet. The server gets really close to killing me. I get down to like 50 HP, and then I end up killing the people who were more focused on stunning me, and then it's like clear shot and I win. Or I get stun locked into oblivion and just die. Or I get hit with like one table and one super ball, and it's basically just like lights out because I didn't get I like the round just started. So I didn't get a chance to shoot people, I didn't get a chance to get overheal. Because that your biggest weakness as Crystal Dance is a table, which is like extremely easy to land, or Trip Mine, because they both deal like 200 damage, and a shotgun only does 100. A Super Ball does 100. So on maps where there's lots of items and a decent team, all it takes is like someone charging into you, throwing a table, and then waiting for them, you know, waiting for the invulnerability to go away, and they shoot you once, and you just fall on the floor and die. So they like compared to Glass Server and Mirror Man, Crystal Dance is like the most actual like glass cannon because like if you know how to use them, he can be really good. But even if you do know how to use them, or if you don't know how to use them, you will get destroyed, and you will be like the easiest entity kill in the entire game compared to every other skin or entity. But as it stands, I like them. I like their theme. They're cool. Yourself, Ashley. I have to put it where basically the middle would be because it's you, your avatar. It can either be you're like a bacon hair and you have like you have zero aura, you have zero style, you look terrible, or you're a meme skin, which I would say like you're right in the middle, or you have a really decent avatar and like you look really cool, but like I can't really rate it because it's you. Priceless. I don't know. I'm gonna say like right here above default slacker. Their theme is better than Champions, but still not really all that great. Their voice lines are decently funny. Their gimmick of having to gamble to enter Postal is cool, and it's very, very funny to catch people off guard with it. But um, you have to learn to use it well, or else you will be caught off guard, like entering the Postal animation or not being able to actually use attacks while the slot machine is going, which lasts like a couple of seconds. So people can utilize that small window to get stuns in on you to steal the artifact or just like push you off the map because you actually just cannot fight back. But besides that, it's all right. It's pretty good. Um, VIP Ashley. Um, put them like right above observant. They're they're all right. Um, they do feel like they're directly just meant to be like default but fancier, which I mean that makes sense for VIP. That goes to like their theme and everything. Um, there's not really anything I can say. They're just like for me they're just default but better. Like in every way. Like compared to the rest of them VIP skins, I would use something else besides maybe Queen, but I would always end up using VIP Ashley. That was until they added pot debt, and then after they added pot debt, they added yourself. So, and then I also just started using Crystal Dance, so I use Crystal Dance a lot more now. But that is all of the main four. So, yeah. So now I just left with Jeff. So, normal Jeff, bottom of It's Meh, 'cause I don't like the way he looks. Grab Knife, I have to put Grab Knife, like, I have to put them right next to each other, because again, it's your avatar. Killer Kyle, um, in terms of, like, I'm not going to talk about Jeff balancing, because that is a topic for its own video. Um, directly in the middle of It's pretty good. Cool Killer. In the middle of It's alright, because I don't like him too much. And he has a unique theme, but the unique theme is still kind of like meh. Okay. That is every entity and skin besides dev skins, because I very obviously don't have those. Um, because I value my time, I do not have Kendrick Slacker. I don't have Kendrick Lamar. I value my time more than that, and I'm glad I stopped doing it during the trend, because apparently the devs are only making it harder to get it, even though it's already unnecessarily hard. So, I don't have it. Although, even if I were to have it, I wouldn't use it, because I think Molten Slacker is better. And it technically has no upsides of using it, only downsides, because you're actually just louder and always visible. And I just don't like the way he looks. So, like, he would literally be, like, around the bottom of this tier list. So, that's the end of the video. That's the tier list. Hopefully you get a good look at it. You get a good look. You also get to hear some hopefully heard some of my thoughts about how I feel about some skins and entities and stuff. Um I'm mostly just making this just because I didn't know what else to record. I wanted to record something. Hopefully, this won't be too editing intensive. Besides maybe some small audio mistakes, but I'm probably just gonna leave them in because I'm too lazy, and also might be a bit more comedic. Um, also recorded this with a new mic. I don't know if the voice quality is any different. This is without any Audacity editing or anything like that. Um, I'm probably gonna do something like I said at the beginning. I'm probably gonna do something. Um, like I'm gonna do something similar to this, but it's gonna be with viewers and their teapot avatars, because I'm like the teapot guy now, I guess. So I feel like that'll be fun. I can like critique avatars. I honestly think that'll be a bit cool. It'll be like a talent show, although it's not gonna be like live, cause I'd like just no. That would just be too much effort for me, honestly. But I hope you at least liked hearing me talk about bias for like 40 minutes and skins and themes and stuff. Um, if I have questions in the comments, I'll probably answer them. But that's actually just all I got. So have a great morning, evening, night, afternoon, whatever. My throat's real scratchy. Bye.